Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Messages from Venus. And of course, I didn't have to turn on my light. I mean, it still looks a little dim, but I kind of like working this way actually, especially if I'm talking about like stuff like, coronavirus. I'm not quite sure what YouTube is doing about that, but about having people like talk about it and express themselves, or you guys shutting down people's videos. I don't know. I'm not monetizing my videos as of right now, but the pandemic and how it's affected me and what I see that came out of it, whether it's been Victoria. Look, Victoria wants to make an appearance. This is my fur baby. She was supposed to be sleeping and now she wants to play with my pen. Say hello to everybody, Victoria. Whatever. No? Wanna say oh? Okay, mommy give kisses. Alright, mommy gave you a pen earlier. What happened? Where's your pen? Where's the pen mommy gave you? Look for it. You don't want to look? All right, fine. All right. Okay. So coronavirus and how it affected me. So first of all, when we first started the pandemic, yes, let me say we, because yes, I feel like it's a man-made virus, but I also feel like we kind of force the hand or the invisible hands sometimes. And by we, I mean like humans, because we're not protecting our home. I'm like a little above pushing forward this conversation, but I feel like coronavirus was a necessary evil. You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, what is it? Why is she saying that? Why? Because I feel like people needed to stay at home. People needed to go back to home center. You need to fix your home. Before you can fix anything outside, you need to fix your home. Whether your home is the physical home of where you reside, or it's the home of where you reside, meaning the body, the car that drives your spirit every day to do physical things in this physical matter, even though you know you are not just a body. Coronavirus did that. How it affected me personally, I've had 4 family members that I can say that were affected directly. 2 of them were asymptomatic and 2 others were not, that I've heard of. I'm not quite sure if the ones that supposedly were asymptomatic actually had something, or if something was wrong with them, or it's just my family just talking nonsense. But I know for a fact 2 people did test positive for coronavirus, and yes, they were older. Yes, they had previous issues. Yes, we're Hispanic and Haitian family. So and I also have like family members that marry Puerto Rican people, which to me I feel like, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm not saying that Puerto Ricans are not Hispanic. Clearly they're Hispanic. Clearly they speak Spanish, but I feel like they're the closest people that have the closest connection to indigenous tribes in the Caribbean. Like between Jamaica and Puerto Rico, I feel like the Puerto Rican people are still Boricuas. Like you can still find Boricuas, which are more of indigenous people. I don't know. It's like fascinating to me. I don't know how to even explain it, but yes, so I have family members from different strands of this planet. Yes, we are mutts, and most of the people that were affected that I know, again, they were yes female, yes male, but Hispanic, and they had previous issues. How it affected me, I have never tested positive. I've been an essential worker. I actually went to the free hotels that they were providing the essential workers. I've taken taxis to work that they've provided to the essential workers. I have 2 jobs. I got terminated out of one. When the pandemic first started, we were working remote for like 2 weeks, and then they like let go of more than half of the department. I'm not saying that I was doing the best, that this and that, like it could have been a lot of factors in it, but they did let go of a lot of people. They did. I only know of one of my friends that is still working there, that I can say is my friend, not just an associate, not just somebody that I just met or that I saw. No, it's just one person that I can say is just my friend. I can pick up the phone and whatever I need, he'll be there. He still works there. And again, I've never tested positive for the virus, but I do have antibodies. I did take the coronavirus exam, and I also took the antibody exam last month sometime. As an essential worker, you have to take your exams. They encourage people to do it every 2 weeks, but it's not even realistic to do it every 2 weeks, because for you to take the test, by the time you take the test and get the results back, it's like a span of like 2 weeks. So it's 7 to 10 business days when you get the results. So every 7 to 10 business days, you can be in contact with 1,000 people, and then the next thing you know, you're positive. Because again, I'm an essential worker. When I started looking for new positions after I got terminated from my previous position as a negotiator, I thought to myself, this is the perfect time for me to go back into looking or researching at how I can help others and what I can do to help other people. So I started interviewing with a few companies. I got hired at 2 different places, and I was in the middle of making the decision, and neither of them could hire me because of coronavirus. They had to shut down their programs. However, before that happened, I had completed a week at the program that I work with now. I can't say the name because I'm still with them as a temp. I hit up the temp agency, and I'm like, I'm looking for work, but I want it to be not-for-profit. I don't want it to be the private sector. I don't want to be into paralegal studies or anything like that at the moment, because I felt like at this time going or transitioning into the non-for-profit was perfect. Why? A lot of businesses were shutting off. Most of the jobs were at non-for-profit agencies that were on here, or people were just having to work remote. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, and excuse me for the noise, but Victoria is currently using the bathroom, her litter. But so my first semester of college, I actually attended BMCC, and it was human services. At the time, I was discouraged because it wasn't going to make a lot of money, and I was like, oh my god, my student loans, I have to move out of my parents' house. Who is going to be on a budget of $13 an hour and have all these issues and then have a good lifestyle? So I opted out of that. I did criminal justice, and then did my paralegal certificate, and also became a notary. And I've been working for law firms and different legal departments for over 15 years. So I've been a paralegal since I was like, I don't know, I was still in my first year of college, like 19, 20 when I first started. I'm now 30. I'm about to be 31 years old. So I've had a good run. However, I feel like it was just time for me to go back to basics, and not go back to what I've learned, but what I love. Now you're gonna be like, oh Madeline, you're crazy. Like, there's people that you probably exposing yourself that had it. Of course, the first facility that I worked, someone had been in quarantine for a little bit over 14 days, and they did test positive for coronavirus. So yes, I was around the environment. Can I tell you, have I ever gotten sick? No, I haven't gotten sick or even a head cold since last year sometime, like November, December. And I think it was because I was going through my breakup, and it was like hurting me to go through my breakup and go through everything that I've had to go through at the times, like emotionally and spiritually. And I was still doing videos, but I wasn't being me. I wasn't healing. I wasn't functioning like I was supposed to. So that was like the last time. And all this time, the most I've gotten out of myself is a sneeze. That's it. So for me to have antibodies is crazy. It's either I probably was positive somewhere along the line. It could be a few things, as the doctor said. I was either positive somewhere along the line, or was exposed so much that my body just had the antibodies, or I tested positive asymptomatic. So I didn't show any symptoms. There was nothing going on. But I cannot tell you, like, the loss of the sense of my senses. I've never experienced any of that. Now I work for the same company, different facility. Okay, and I work for the shelter system, for the residential system for people that have gone through the shelter programs. And I get there, and then they tell me that before I started working there, most of their employees had tested positive for coronavirus because they were all exposed. But by the time I got there, nobody was positive anymore. Or so they say. So I feel like somewhere along the line of me starting to work in this environment, but also having to be working every day, because I was still working for, let's just say, Amazon. I'm working for a third party for Amazon during the weekends. I never stopped working. So I feel like it was a little bit of everything, you know. But when I go in and give my plasma, because I am giving my plasma, I am donating my plasma, I think it's very important, because you never know what your body can create and how you can help other people. Victoria, sweetheart. Victoria. She's over there playing in her little, oh my god. Anyway, you never know what my body's producing or creating. So I booked an appointment to go get, you know, give my plasma to people. I know it's a little bit hard, it's a little difficult, the process, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be totally okay. And I know I'm scared out of my mind, but I know that I'm gonna be okay, and that somewhere along the line, this too shall pass. I know a lot of people have stayed home, and the unemployment that they've received was very helpful, which I'm very happy about. But there's other people that didn't even get unemployment because they were only working off of like cash businesses and getting money off of cash. There's some people that did not grasp the warnings from astrologers last year, which they told them a lot of changes are coming, a lot of riots are coming, natural disasters are coming, and I guess you guys are so used to hearing this every year that you guys do not prepare yourselves. And again, it is very important for you guys to prepare yourselves to lose a job, gain a job, and still sustain yourself, especially somebody such as myself. Victoria, thank you. She's still going at it. For you to learn to sustain yourself, especially somebody like me who is not at home with mommy and daddy. So I've had to learn to rebudget myself. I had to freeze certain accounts so that I wasn't paying for certain things, so that I can get rid of certain things, so I could, you know, continue to pay my rent, pay bills, etc. Right now I'm still renting a room because I feel like it's the most inexpensive way of living in the Bronx. Yes, I'm still in the Bronx. Way of living so that I can maintain myself, my fur baby, and get rid of the debt that I need to get rid of. So that's in a nutshell. I don't want to give too much detail, you guys, because I also feel like my privacy is important. I'm going to open up to you guys to a certain extent. But like, as far as like me, you know, thank the universe, missing food, not having a plate on my show, none of that has occurred. I have been able to budget myself. I've been able to do the things that I needed to do and wanted to do, and continue to heal all at the same time. The essential worker service that they gave for the hotels was absolutely amazing and absolutely worth it. It was absolutely worth it, even though things went a little sour when I was in Brooklyn, but I don't want to give attention to the individual and anything that has transpired. I had a fantastic time because those beds were so comfortable. The customer service was actually fantastic. And I just really rested. I was able to get away from Victoria for a little bit. Not that she was totally and completely alone, even though I was being accused of neglecting my cat. But that's not the case. I would sleep overnight at the hotel, and then I would come back the next day. I would either go to work and then go to the hotel, sleep, and like that, or come to see Victoria after work and then go to the hotel like that. What else have I experienced during this quarantine? As far as other people is concerned and what I've seen other people experience with the, oh my gosh, she's not gonna stop. Victoria, thank you. Thank you. You already went to the bathroom, Victoria. Thank you. You're going to get your paws dirty. Not that they're not already dirty, but you don't need it. You used the potty already. Yes? You good girl, mama. You good girl. Okay. Just kind of like train her. I think not because she doesn't need a scratching board. I'll do videos about Victoria and her side of the room and the things that I have, little trinkets and stuff. So anyway, back to quarantine and the virus. So what I feel like outside of me, or what I see a lot of people going through, is that they've realized that going back home, and that little symbol of the heart and the house, and when we have to go back home, just allow yourself to sometimes not even panic when there's chaos, because when there's chaos, that's when a lot of things Oh my goodness. She really doesn't need to use the bathroom. She's just sitting there playing. Okay. Sorry. She's just sitting there playing with the paper. But anyway, I'll give you guys good tips, and I know why she's doing it. But anyway, just to finish this video off, what I've seen people do is that they haven't, you guys have not been paying attention to the esoteric meaning, or the meaning of that symbol is like, go back to home center. It's not just to like lock us all down and like the conspiracy theories going crazy and flaring. It's so that, one, you can allow Mother Earth to heal, because as you guys saw in a lot of videos, even the trees, even the air just smell totally different. Absolutely totally different. The rivers got clean. Sometimes we are the problem. So people just need to just allow their home, their physical home, which is Mother Earth, to heal. Whether you feel it's a hologram or not, it needs, whatever it is, whatever it is, it needs to heal. Your bodies need to heal. Having a connection and understanding like what your kids need, what your husband needs, or what your partner needs. I can't tell you more than what I'm telling you right now, because I'm not a wife. I am not a mother to a physical child. But what I saw with my friends is that they were really not in the slightest clue, had any clue of what was going on in their house, or just people on the internet. They had no clue that they didn't want to be in a relationship anymore, that they can't stand their partners anymore. Can you imagine being with somebody and having a pandemic happen and occur, and that's the only reason why you realize you cannot be married with this person anymore? That's difficult. So I feel like a lot of the things that coronavirus caused us wasn't just the conspiracy theories, but if you learn to transmute things, it also allowed us to learn that we need to let things fall apart. We need to let things heal. We need to give time, and sometimes chaos is needed. And to me personally, I know you guys are gonna be like, oh well, she's an alchemist, well that's how she's gonna talk and all this other stuff. But to me, chaos can form things in the most beautiful way, and it's through chaos that I heal the most, that I tend to heal. Even I like to feel my pain. I like to feel my disparity. Sometimes I like to feel that because of that spirit or that entity or whatever it is that's causing the pain, I can give testimony. Because I know I'm going to live through it. I know it's not going to kill me, but I can experience it. It's like as if you were going through a meditation, but the meditation is giving you shocks and shock waves and shock waves. That's kind of like how I identify when I go through a traumatic experience, especially with something that's involved with the world, or has involved the world. The world needed to shut down. You guys wanted a new world order. Well, this is how you do it. This is how we do it. Not trying to make fun of nobody, because I know that 95% of this globe was not in a good place. I've had to learn 10 times over how to use coupons again, whether electronic or physical. It was a very big thing. I've had to learn to do the smallest things for myself, even if it's to like have someone else do my laundry and take it to the laundromat, so that I don't expose myself to too many people, even though I'm on the train every day, even though I'm getting driven here and there, even though I'm going through all of that. I have to expose myself the smallest way possible to avoid contact with too many people until I can figure out, not because I have it, but I can figure out like how to come to terms that I have antibodies. Because I feel like that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. Like, people that have been tested positive or that have antibodies, there's something in your mind that says, whoa, like I fought this and I didn't even realize I was fighting this, or I was going through this and I didn't realize I was going through this, but I made it. But oh my gosh, I just went through that. It's like it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling, like, oh wow, this is crazy. This is something that can actually happen to somebody. And I'm gonna leave you guys off of this in regards to the coronavirus and quarantine, and then you guys can leave questions in the comment section, and let me know if you guys want me to go further in regards to like what I think and feel about the virus, etc. I had a conversation with the director of the program where I work. It was my 2 coworkers, the director, and I. And she said, you know, I was looking at this. She was researching the difference between an infection or bacteria and a virus. And a virus isn't something that's alive. So I'm going to give it to you and the message that I got from that. The virus isn't something that is alive until it comes in contact with something that is living. So the virus won't get activated until further notice, basically. And the first thing that came to my mind was death. And I've been working with death a lot. Actually, 2 weeks before they announced the shutdown of the whole world, I had a dream with death, with Saint Death. I work with her very closely. And she told me, I'm going to make headlines across the globe. Just prepare yourself. And I'm going to protect you. And I went through all of this, not even realizing I went through it. But I'm gonna go donate my plasma. But the conversation with my director went a little bit like, oh, you know, it doesn't, until it comes in contact with a living thing, it won't be alive, it won't get alive. And I was like, well, it's almost like death. She's unseen. No one really has ever seen what that is or what she is, or have a concrete expression or like validity of what she is. But we know that she is what she is, and she is the all, because we all go back to it. And that's the message that I got. We basically have died to be able to be reborn again. I'm going to get into a lot of spiritual conversations about it, because I feel like people missing the points. And so those of you that see Madeline as, oh, Captain Little Save a Whole Queen of somebody's, I don't know, behind or whatever it is, listen here, Cookie. You guys won what y'all wanted. But I came back to this planet to get all of the jewels. All of them. All my jewels, all of my crowns belong to me. And if I have to chop people's head off, if I have to freeze everything. If I was the queen of this world, I would have done exactly what Mother Earth did. Coronavirus, it's real, y'all. It's real, y'all. I would have shut it all down. Fix it, fix it, fix it, or else the borders are closed. Fix it. So when you guys see Donald Trump, I know people don't like him. I know people don't like to talk about it. But when you guys see figures like that and they're talking about closing borders, know that they're not talking about just physical borders. They're talking about spiritual borders. They're talking about something outside of ourselves. Also, it might seem stupid to you, but you have to pay close attention to what is being said on the television. What else? What else do I think about this virus? It is dead until it comes in contact with the living. It is airborne until it comes in contact with the living. And I can relate with it so much because I'm an air sign. I can relate. I understand. It's like the Holy Spirit touching somebody or something. It's like the Holy Spirit penetrated the matrix, and now we've all had to be infected with something. Whatever that something is. A lot of people say, oh, it's 5G. It's because we keep changing stuff. It's 5G. We're going into 5G whether people like it or not. We are going, I repeat, we're already there. The iPhone 12 is coming out. We are upgrading whether you want to or not. Whatever it is that you're thinking, transmute it. Oh, you experience coronavirus. All these things are happening. People are dying. People are, yeah. It's a very real thing. That's why I tell people I'm a realist and also a globalist. It's a very real thing. Very real. Yep, sure is. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm not being sympathetic, because I know that it's affected people in the most ridiculous ways, but it's going to happen. And I'm going to be like Thanos at the end of it all. Was it worth it? Somebody's going to ask me. Gamora is going to come out of some sort of hole and she's going to ask me, was it worth it? And the answer is going to be absolutely. 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 We are going into 5G. Prepare your phones. I actually have to update mine as we speak. As I'm speaking to you, I have to update my phone. We're going into 5G. Radiation, it's probably coronavirus. I don't know. But we're past the conspiracy theories. We know that these things are real. You just have to learn how to use it and transmute it and use it for your own benefit. Be Lucifer for once, okay? So I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but I'm going to talk in codes and a lot of codes. And some of you will understand and some of you won't. But thank you again, all of you guys, for watching this video. I will come back with even more videos. I actually have to record like the October videos now for like the new moon, the full moon, day of the Christopher Columbus, United Nations Day, and all this other Halloween and all this other fantastic stuff. Oh, the full moon's on the 1st. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that we can have at least one video a week, 1 or 2 videos a week, plus anything else that I would like to add, plus client readings. We are back in business, you guys. Please look at my other videos in regards to any announcements and things that are coming up. So I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys very, very much. Thank you so much for watching us, as always, and please continue to water your life.